Hello and welcome to our Toronto. This is a city that loves sports, both professional and amateur. Now, a softball league for women is hoping to promote the sport to an underrepresented group, Muslim women. It's called the Sisterhood Softball League. It is the first of its kind in Canada, and it's rapidly growing. We stopped by a Mississauga softball diamond to find out what puts these players in a league of their own.
1, 2, 3. Bismillah!
Every Sunday in the summer, for dozens of Muslim women, this is their field of dreams. In some ways, it's a lot like other recreational leagues. A batting order for each team, a few warm-up tosses before the game. But just before the first pitch, something a little different.
Wallahu alimun bil muttaqin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying here they believe in Allah and the last day.
All of our games start with a halaqah, which is kind of like a religious reminder. So we come together in a circle before the game starts to kind of set the tone. And the league was created for Muslim women, by Muslim women, kind of similar to a concept of a church league. So it's heavily faith-based. We have a lot of women play sports who wouldn't otherwise be comfortable playing sports in front of men. And that's something that you kind of have to deal with when you play in normal leagues because there are spectators.
Mariam Dadaboy helped start Sisterhood Softball along with her best friend, Hina Mirza. That was in 2016.
We borrowed some equipment from the men's league, and we sent an email out, and we really didn't know what to expect. We weren't sure how many women would really show up on a Sunday morning to play sports. It's not something very common in our community. The first year, I think the first day we had about 20, 25 people show up, and that was enough for one game, and that's all we wanted to do.
Coming from the Muslim faith, we have some preferences of modesty. We have some preferences of how we'd like the game to go or how we'd like to play. You'll see it in the way that we dress. You'll see it in the field that we choose to play on. So to be able to translate a Muslim woman's dream into reality meant that playing with that accommodation.
One of the accommodations the league makes is to not only have female players, but to also have only female spectators.
We ask that all male family and friends not come to the games just to provide that safe environment for women to play who otherwise would not be comfortable wearing these clothing. Some wear longer robes and some wear longer scarves, and they modify their wardrobe, as I do, to play sports comfortably because you don't want it in your face and you want to be able to run comfortably.
With their faith as their guide and with accommodations in place, it's game on.
You know what? It's exciting. Physical activities. Look at the girls. You saw how they were. It's about sisterhood. It's about making the connections. It's about doing something out of your norm. Because at this day and age, especially for me, I have 5 kids. So my life is devoted to them and work. So this is for me. Sundays are for me. They're mine. Everybody knows it.
I'm a teacher by profession, so I often tell my students sometimes you have to step out of your comfort zone to grow as a person. So I was very uncomfortable. It had been a long time, decades almost. Just to put the glove on and the feeling of being out in the fresh air on the field was like none other. It just brought back so many good memories from elementary school and just playing on the field. It was awesome.
Muslim women of all ages, all walks of life, coming together through sport. But it's less about competition and more about support, regardless of which team you play on.
It's in our name, Sisterhood Softball, and that's our catchphrase, Sisterhood before softball. Like, you know, whatever happens, sisterhood comes first. If people make mistakes, it's okay. I make mistakes. And the emphasis is on sisterhood and not shaming anybody, not making anyone feel uncomfortable. We don't want anybody to walk away from the game saying that, you know what, I'm not worthy.
I love the fact that we have members from opposing teams cheering on somebody when they first come at bat. It makes me feel so proud of what we've been able to create as a board, to be able to give opportunities to all these women to step up to the plate, pun intended, and try something different, knowing that they have everybody having their back. Not just their team, but the entire league has their back.
A concerted effort to shine a positive light at a time when faith and culture can be targets for negativity. Sisterhood Softball has extended its support beyond the playing field. They've raised funds for women's shelters and served meals at food banks. giving back to the community while shifting perceptions about religion.
There is a stigma around Muslim women that we are either oppressed or we are very, that we don't venture out. And I really, really hope that people looking at us see that we're just like anybody else out there. We love sports. We can balance work, family, sports, have fun, and that's what I'm hoping for. For me, it really is about breaking barriers, because what this group has been able to do, we've broken the glass ceiling.
Give me a good one, Mariam. That's it.
In the 20 years Janice Kalachi has been an umpire, she's never seen a league quite like this.
I think it's just the camaraderie they have. They cheer for each other. I do many leagues, but you don't find that usually. And they just care about each other. They get along. It's really nice to see. It's unusual. We can be different, but we can all get along. That's the thing.
Spreading a message of encouragement and support, one game at a time.
The sky is the limit. Whatever you put your mind to, if you put it well and you surround yourself with a good group of women, anything's possible. I always tell people, just come and try it. There's no harm in just trying, and it doesn't matter. Even if, we're here to help you, we're gonna tell you how to hold the bat, we're gonna tell you how to hold your glove. Don't worry about it, just come out, try it. And I always tell people, I guarantee once you try it, you'll never look back.
So it's a lot more than just a softball game, because we're building connections and relationships. More than half the people over here I didn't know before, but now we're sisters.
One, two, three, Sisterhood!
Our thanks to video producer Grant Linton for bringing us that story.